After defeating Gladius on the Tricephalus expedition, Nightreign introduces several bosses which you can tackle in any order you want. And although no single boss is anything to scoff at, we do recommend making Augur your possible second boss to fight. Although the Augur can be a bit difficult and does sometimes require a specific build to really master, going into this fight knowing what to do should make it way easier. So let's conquer the depths of the ocean. Here's how to defeat the Augur Nightlord boss in Elden Ring Nightreign. Maris is the boss in the Augur expedition. It's an interesting boss because they are much more passive than all the others you'll battle from the list. Rather, with such command of the ocean, Maris will simply sail above you most of the battle, rather than descend to the floor. From up there, they'll assail you with waves and other attacks that you mostly defend against by dodging. In this regard, ranged is going to be your best option. With this in mind, bows, crossbows, and spells become the only major method in which you can take on Maris, so come prepared. Bows, staves, and seals can be picked up around the map regardless of who you're playing as, so keep an eye out. It's worth noting that lightning is also the affinity that Maris is the weakest to, so sacred seals and bows with this affinity will be the strongest weapon in your arsenal. When it comes to buffing your own defenses, you'll want to build up your resistance to ailments and affinities. Maris strikes with waves of water mostly, though these seem to be classed as magic damage in lieu of a water affinity. So getting bonuses that boost your magic resistance would be best here. Maris will also frequently afflict you with sleep, typically following up with powerful moves, so boosting your resistance to sleep and other status ailments is a winning strategy here. Next, let's talk recommended characters. Maris is very slow, but also very often out of reach. Though they'll lower themselves every now and then to the ground, this is usually only for brief moments, and even then, only the longest of weapons can truly strike them. As such, characters who rely on range weaponry will be the best against this boss. Iron Eye is an obvious pick here. They come with a bow by default, and playing as him should boost the chances of you finding even better bows through the run. On top of this, his ultimate art can target Maris wherever, and has a very likely chance of breaking them out of their strongest moves. Revenant is another good option here. Sacred Seals in general have many more lightning spells, which should give Revenant many options when battling against Maris. Some of her summons are also quite large and have access to range moves, able to both handle the extra enemies that Maris may summon, but also still reach Maris even when they are in the air. Oddly enough, Wilder and Guardian can also work here. While Wilder may be confined to the ground, their claw shot gives them the means to close the gap on Maris when they descend. Guardian can also more easily reach Maris with halberds, though their great defense abilities allows them to easily defend against Maris' attacks and revive any allies in need. In this regard, they'd be playing more of a supportive role in this battle. Lastly, Recluse has a potential at range, though the lack of access to lightning attacks and low HP can often make her more of a hindrance. Executor can perform well here, especially with their ultimate art, though they won't get much chance to use their deflection with how slow and passive Maris is otherwise. The Maris fight is split into two phases, like the vast majority of bosses in the game. Like many other bosses, Maris doesn't change dramatically across phases. Rather, they gain more abilities and tend to become even more aggressive. For the most part, tactics across both phases are the same, though Maris does introduce one new move in the second phase that is fatal if ignored. In phase 1, you're most likely to come across the water wave attack. Maris will dig their tendrils into the sand and drag up waves that cascade outwards. You'll want to dodge into this as the wave approaches. Note that it's quite wide and hard to outrun if it was initially aimed at you though. You'll also be seeing plenty of exploding jellyfish. Maris will ascend and send out an army of jellyfish. These will close in on you and your allies, exploding seconds after reaching you. These jellyfish are weak though, and will die in just a hit or two, preventing their explosion. They also do not move much, allowing you to outrun them if need be. Just don't stay beside them. Another attack you might see pretty often is the spinning dash. When descended, Maris will perform a spinning dash in one direction. These can be performed multiple times in a row, so be on the lookout. Another common attack is the Tendril Arms attack. When lowered to around 70% of their HP, Maris will ascend and summon a series of tendril arms around the arena. These remain until defeated but cannot move. We recommend avoiding them altogether as they can do massive damage, or if you have a ranged weapon, you may want to take a few out with long range attacks. But by far, the attack you most want to be wary of is the Sleepy Time attack. When near the party, Maris will suddenly leap away and then slowly descend again on their back. This attack builds up your sleep no matter how far away you are. If you want to counter this, you'll need to get in close, as dealing enough stance damage to them will cancel the attack altogether and open them up for a critical hit. We'd recommend saving an ultimate art to use at this moment to break Maris' stance as soon as possible. In Phase 2, Maris will add 2 more attacks. The first is Sleep Drop. Maris will ascend high in the air and make a glowing orb that slowly drops to the floor. This puts the party to sleep and deals massive damage once it touches the ground. There are 2 options to counter this. The first is to simply run away as far as you can. The other is to focus all of your ranged attacks on it as soon as possible. Defeating a Sleep Drop will prevent a severe attack on you and your party. And last is the Sleep Roar. While roaming on the ocean floor, Maris will perform a light roar periodically. This deals minimal damage and builds up sleep slightly. As long as your HP isn't low and your sleep status isn't too high, this move isn't that much to worry about. Note that in the second phase, Maris becomes increasingly more aggressive. Their attacks both hit harder and they'll also summon more explosive jellyfish more frequently. The Tendril Arms will also be constantly summoned, so only take down those that are absolutely necessary. Otherwise, every other move from Phase 1 remains with the same way of countering them throughout the fight. The Sleep Drop is what you must always keep an eye out for. As soon as you're seeing it appear, either focus all damage on it immediately or run away. Aside from this, your main form of damage against Maris will still be with range lightning attacks and in breaking them out of the Sleepy Time attack. After you beat Maris, you'll unlock even more Traces of Night as well as a unique relic to commemorate your victory. Good luck defeating Maris on the Augur expedition.